So we're going to carry on with where we left off yesterday. There was lots of questions that we had for percentages, increase, decrease, percentage change, percentage of an amount. So what I'd like to do is just carry on with the questions. As you can see, we were about halfway through. So it should take us up to another 35, 40 minutes to get through these questions. And then you'll have all the questions that are based around percentages from the last 4 exams, sub-categorized within these workings out and the last 2 recordings, which I'll post on the same email later, and also on Atom. So let's go. Private tutor. Marco is a science private tutor. He puts this data on his website. 175 former students and 160 of these students passed their exam. Work out 161 as a percentage of 175. The 2 marks with a calculator. If you remember, once we've got the fraction, to then work out the decimal and then the percentage is the method to do it. We've got a fraction looking right at us here. He's saying 161 pass out of 175. That's our fraction. So already we've gained all the knowledge we need to get our 2 marks. So we're going to go 161 divided by 175, which gives us our decimal, and then multiply that by 100. Not 106, 100. And that'll give us our percentage. So let's get the calculator open. I think it's open on the other screen. 1 second. Oh, it's here. Oh, it's taking its time. Here it is. I think it's because my background's all flashing with the lights in the mountains. So 161, like eating up my computer, divided by 175 equals the decimal multiplied by 100 gives us our percentage. For 2 marks, that's all it's asking for you. If you wanted to put 161 divided by 175 equals 0.92, 0.92 times 100, that's absolutely fine. But just doing that one sum there is enough to gain you the 2 marks because it's the only way you can find the answer. Well, I'm saying only way, there is other ways, but the easiest way to show it on the screen. Okay. Lily wants to book some lessons with Marco. She knows how many hours of lessons she might need. Marco gives Lily this scatter diagram showing the exact result and number of hours, or the exam result, sorry, and the number of hours lessons for 19 of his former students. Draw a line of best fit for 1 mark. We're drawing a line of best fit in this graph. So a line of best fit doesn't have to touch any particular first cross, last cross, 0. It has to be a line where it's represented by nearest as many of the crosses. Now it's way off. As many, and obviously on the computer, when you've got your line in, you have got multiple chances to get it right. Like me, I think still a bit low. I think let's give it a bit. Oh my gosh, gotta get my rubber working now. Oh, still haven't got rubber working. Let's go rubber. Where are you? Let's get the rubber on. Why is it not rubbing out? How strange. There we go. Rubber's working out. Right, so line of best fit, 3rd time lucky. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go across there like that. So start there and go across like that. Not exactly straight, but it's meant to be straight, and that would be where I'll be happy with my straight line, where it's looking as a couple here below, there's a couple here above, maybe a little bit lower, but let's not worry too much about the line of best fit. It's 1 mark. I've done it there. On the computer, I'd have clicked this tool here, dropped it here and dragged it along. Once I've dragged it and stopped, I can then move it up and down as where I see fit. So it's good to get a line on there on using the computer one and then tweaking it a little bit if you need be. But again, don't worry too much about that. This is the next part of the question where you're going to work towards your own line of best fit. So Lily needs to achieve 70% to pass her exam. She wants to use the scatter diagram to estimate how many hours of lessons she needs. Marco recommends she increases this by 18%. Marco charges £35 per hour for a private lesson. Students can only book whole numbers of hours. How many can Lily expect to pay? How much can Lily expect to pay for her lessons? You must show you're working for 4 marks. So there's a few things to do here. We've got to look at our diagram. and look at the 70% and then go down to see how many hours, 1 mark. Then we've got to add the 18%, 2 marks. So then we'll have a total number of hours. Then we'll charge it by £35 an hour, 3 marks. Round it up to the whole number, and then times it by 35. And we've got 10 lessons at 35, or we can't have 9.735 lessons. It has to be full hour lessons. And then we'd have a final mark saying how much it's going to get paid. So let's go across 70%. I'm going to go along here from 70 to there, I think. Okay, I'm happy with that. So he's saying 7. It's maybe saying a bit more than 7, actually, isn't it? It's going into there. So 7.5, okay. So 7.5 hours. So 7.5 is our diagram. And be confident that when you're using your own line of best fit, your lines are straight in the mind for starters, that you're kind of thinking, oh, it might have been a bit lower, it might have been a bit higher. Be confident, show your workings out. So I've gone all the way to along there from 70, and I've gone all the way down there, and it's about 7.5. So then I've got how many hours? Then I've got to add 18%. I've got a calculator, so I can do that in a minute. Let's crack on with that. We can do it 2 ways, like we know. If we've got a calculator, if we've got a percentage button, we can go 7.5, add 18% equals 8.85. 8.85. If we didn't have a percentage button on our calculator, we can just as easily go 7.5, and then we multiply it by 1, because we want 1 lot of 7.5 again. 0.18. That's 18. So thinking of that out of 100, we want 100. We want 100% of it. Yeah, we want 7.5, and another 18%, so 1.8, and then we press equals again. It's 8.85. So it's the same answer. If we look at that now, microcharge is £35 per hour. You can only book whole number of hours. So 8.85 has to be rounded up to 9 hours. And then 9 hours for £35 times by 35 equals, times it by 10 and be 150, take away 35, or we can do it on a calculator. So 9 times 35 equals £315. If we've got 4 marks there in very little writing, I wouldn't be too worried. It says show what you're working. We've got our line across, line down, we've written 7.5. We've added 18%, we've now got 8.85. We've done 8.5, we've run up to 9, and we've done 9 times 35. We've got 4 marks, we've shown all our working out, we can clearly see the method we've used, and we've got the final answer there for 315. Oh, I could have written underneath, I didn't realise. Okay, Jessica looks online at online reviews for the model of the caravan she wants to buy. She finds 545 online reviews for the caravan. 294 of these reviews have rated the caravan as excellent. Jessica reads 1 review at random. What is the probability that Jessica reads a review is excellent? Give your answer as a percentage. So it's like the question above. We've got 2 numbers here. We've got a numerator for our fraction. We've got the number we're going to pick out. We've got 294 chances of picking out an excellent review out of a total of 545 reviews. That's our fraction. And you know the rest. Once we've got a fraction, we divide top number by bottom number, and we times it by 100. So we've got 294 divided by 545 equals our decimal times by 100, gives us our percentage. So let's get the calculator open and do that sum, and we've got the probability that Jessica is going to choose an excellent review from that caravan. Right, divided by 545 equals the number as a decimal. We don't need to write that down because we're just going to multiply it by 100 now anyway. And we've got 53.94. So 53.94%. If you want to tidy that up, we could, it doesn't say put it as a whole number, but we could say it's 54%. If you want to tidy it up. If you want to do 1 decimal place, obviously that number's a 4, so you could say 53.9%. But any of those will actually do. I'm going to keep my whole number here as 54% and go for that. Let's scroll down. Right, Jessica the caravan Jessica buys weighs 1,615 kilograms. Jessica wants to know the weight of the car she will need to tow the caravan. The weight of the caravan being towed by the car should be no more than 85% of the weight of the car. What is the minimum weight of the car Jessica needs to tow a caravan? 2 marks. Okay, there's a calculator paper as well. She's buying a caravan. I was going to write car then, but we got a right caravan. Caravan is 1615. The weight of the caravan being towed by the car should not be no more than 85% of the car. So we know that this number here represents 85% of our number. So we need the other 15. Because that's what the car will equal, wouldn't it? So we've got the 85% of the caravan should weigh the weight of the caravan being towed by a car should weigh no more than 85%. So that is representing 85%. It's asking us to find out the weight of the car, what she needs. So we're going to add 15% to this number. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide that number by 85 and times it by 100, and we've got it. So let's go 85 1615 divided by 85, because then we've got 1%, which equals that 90, and then we multiply that by 100. We want the 100% number. So the car she needs to be weighing is, so we need 1,900 kilograms equals car, because we've got 85% already here. So we're just dividing this number. We did 1615 divided by 85 to find out what 1% is. And then we multiplied it by 100 to get our total. The reason we divided it by, times it by 100 is because 85 add 15 is 100. So we needed that extra amount to find out the weight of the car. So we've got the car of 1,900 kilograms. That's the minimum weight that she needs, because that's no more than 85%. So that's the maximum the caravan's allowed to weigh with that weight of car. Scroll down to the next question, number 2, and we're onto and back onto non-calc, because it's the older paper, 1761. We've dropped into the third or fourth paper. I think it's the fourth paper. I don't think there must not have been any questions on the third one. Jake is an apprentice at a recruitment agency. This table shows a number of information about the applicants last month. The success rate is the proportion of applicants who are successful. Work out the percentage of the applicants who are successful. We've got our fraction here, look. Straight away, we've got our fraction. We don't even, well, we are going to write it again, but we could just literally do that times 100 and we'd have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 15 divided by 80. Don't forget that gives us our decimal, and times that by 100 equals. It's non-calculator. It's non-calculator, so I nearly did it wrong then. So we've got 15 divided by 80 times 100. If we look at this number here, we're going to times it by 100 anyway. So why can't we just times it by 100 in the first place and divide it by a different number? Let's have a look. We can go 15 divided by 80, but I'm going to times it by 100. So I'm going to go 15. I was going to write the number in then, sorry. 15 times by 100 divided by 80. So I've just rearranged that to make it a dividing number. So I'm going to go, now I've got 1500, look, 1500 divided by 80. I can see that number quite clearly, 1500 divided by 80. I can then also chalk off 10 from each side, look, so that makes it even easier. I've got 150 divided by 8. So 150 divided by 8. So we go 8 into 15 goes once, and then we've got 7 left over. 8 into 70. So we've got 64 is 8 times 8. So we've got 8, that's 64. So that's 6 remaining. And then we've got 8 into 6 doesn't go. So we put a decimal point there. And 8 into 60. 8 into 60 is 56. That's 7 times, with 4 remaining. 8 into 4 don't go, so 8 into 40 go 5 times. So we've got our percentage straight away there as 18.75%. Let's find an answer to the max. Abdul hires a builder to lay concrete on the driveway. The builder charges £50 per square metre of concrete plus £375 per day. The builder covers an area of 31 square metres. The builder works for 2.5 days. Abdul gets a 12.5% discount on his total bill. Work out the total Abdul pays the builder for 3 marks. There's the percentage we've got to take off at the end. So we've got £50 per square metre. And he's doing 31 of those. So 50 multiplied by 31 is our concrete. That's how much concrete. So that's concrete. Concrete. And then we've got 2.5 days. Does it say can, okay, works for 2.5 days. I didn't know if it was like per day, as in like we can do half days. You know what builders are like. Whole day is whole day. So we got 395 multiplied by 2.5, and that's going to be labour, as in like the amount of time he worked, and that's going to give us our total bill, and then we have to take some money off for the discount. Okay, so let's get a calculator open. 50 times by 31, we've got £1,550, £1,550 for the concrete, and then 375 times by 2, 375 times 2.5 is the labour, £937.50. 937.50. A bit smaller there. We'll add those up. We've got that one in our calculator already, so we might as well just utilise that. 1550 248750. 2487.50. Total bill without discount. Now we've got to take away. So 2487.50 minus 12.5%. And I say it every time. If we've got a calculator button, a percentage button on our calculator, we can just go minus 12.5% equals. Then we've got the answer 217656. 2176.56. If we didn't have a percentage button on our calculator, there's 2 ways we can do this. We can go back to our number. So we got 2487.50. Right, that's our total here again. So how do we take away 12%, 12.5% of that? Let's scroll down a little bit so I can create a bit more space for myself. So we've got 2487.50. Taking away 12.5% with a calculator with a percentage button on, dead easy, just done it. If we want to find out what 12.5% is of that number, let's multiply that number. Instead of taking it away, we're going to multiply it by 0.125. So we're finding out what 12% is, and that's going to equal an amount. And then we're going to take that away from the amount to work out what the bill is. So let's do that. And then I'll show you a third way where it cuts this step out. So we've got the total amount there multiplied by 0.125. So that's our 12%. So we know we're getting a discount. It doesn't ask him how much discount he's getting, but as in like the total discount, but he's getting a discount of £310, 9375. And take away that number. So we go 2487.50 minus our discount 310.9375 equals, as you can see, we're back at that number again. Okay, so it's the same number. We've just done it a different way. We've done it where we found out what 12.5% is by multiplying it by 0.125 and then taking away this amount. So take away 310.9375 equals the same as before, 2176.56. If you wanted to cut that step out, it's about recognizing those number bonds. So if we've got 100%, which we have here, and we're taking away 12.5, it's leaving us with leaving us left with 87.5%. So it's leaving us with that amount. So we want to have that amount of this figure. So rather than find out what the 12% is and take it away, why don't we just find out what we need left? So we can do exactly the same sum as we've done here. Instead of multiplying it by the amount we're taking off, we want to multiply it by the amount we need left. So we've got 2487.50 multiplied by 0.875. And that's what we want left after we've got rid of our discount. So it's shrinking our bill by 12.5% and leaving us with a bill of 87.5% of what we had in the first place. So if we did that exact sum, 2487.50 multiplied by 0.875 equals, surprise, surprise, the same price. So 2176.56 and then 2 more decimal places after that, which we had before. And that's the final answer. We're going to pay a bill of £2,176.56p. That's for 3 marks, but I've done that final step 3 different ways. So obviously that wouldn't take us that long. We'd do the concrete, the labour, to give us a total amount, and then either of these 3 ways to find your £2,176. So it's taken us not 3 times longer, but it's taken us a bit longer because I've shown you 3 different ways to get to that amount. Okay, I think I know 2 more questions. I thought that was the last one. Right. Abdul buys some solar panel lights for his front garden. The price of the lights after a discount is a really important part of that. After a discount of 18% is £36.90. So something, take away, let's say something, that's not, I was going to try and draw a solar panel like them, but I'm not very good at those. That's like looking from above, innit? You got like that and a bit on top. Yeah, let's not go there. Let's rub that out. That looks rubbish. Okay, solar panels like this from the side angle, a bit lit on top with the solar panels, right? Solar panel light, take away 18% equals £36.90. So the mystery is this solar panel light. We know that we've got our amount here. We've got, this is the solar panel represents the 100%, doesn't it? That's what it was in the first place. It was 100% of its price. Work out the original price. So we've got the solar panel minus 18, yeah, equals this new price. 100 take away 18, okay, is 82. So we know our new price of our lights is valued at 82% of its original value, because we've got 18% off the original value. So this only represents 82% of its original value. Once we've got figured out whether it's the 100% value we need or what we've got, this is the way we're going to do it. So we need the 100% value. So we've got 36.90 divided by 82 times by 100, and that'll give us the bigger value, the value that we had before the discount. So let's go 36.90 divided by the amount it's worth, 82, equals that, and multiply that by 100. And we've got the original price for the lamp, wow, 45 quid, must be more than one, £45. It's an expensive light, and this is me not actually buying any solar panel lights for so many years. £45. And that's your 100% value. If you wanted to do it backwards from there and work out what the discount is and check your workings are correct, we know that this value represents the 82%. So we go 45 multiplied by 0.82. And we've got our original price. Not our original price, our price that is stated after the discount. That is the original price, sorry. And that's going backwards and forwards with the percentages, understanding which is your 100% value. And like we said here, the original price was the 100% value, so we didn't have it. So we don't divide anything by 100. We have to find, that's why we divided it by 82, because we got the new value, which is 82 pieces, and we needed 100 pieces. Okay, last Oh no, keep saying that. Last but one question. The median number of residents per carer in 8 care homes last year was 18. The table shows the number of residents per carer in the 8 care homes this year. Work out the percentage decrease. So it's already told us. Why has that done that? That's weird. It's already told. I don't understand why we're getting that line in there. Okay, I can draw lines. Percentage decrease. Don't know why it's giving me that one. Let's throw that one out. Okay, work out percentage decrease in the median number of residents per carer in the 8 care homes last year. You must show you're working for 4 marks. Okay, median, small, medium, and large. Medium is the middle when in order. So think about these numbers. We need to go from small to large. So we're going to go 13, 14. I'm just going to tick them off as I go, else I'll end up missing one, I know. 15, 16. Oh gosh, they're all different. 16, 18, 18, 19, 19. So 18, 18, 19, 19. That's got a bit squashed at the end. 8 care homes. When we've got the median of an even number, we need the middle 2 numbers, and we need to grab them both. So we need the 4th and 5th number. We can check we've got 3 at that end yet, 3 at that end, so they're the middle 2. We've got 16. Add 7, 18. And then it says 16 and 17, but that's my answer. So 16 and 18 equals 34. And then we divide it by 2. So we know that the median number is 17. 17 people. And that's this year. Okay. And it said percentage decrease. So if it had been a higher number, then 18 would have been a bit worried. So we got 18 last year. Why is my pen doing this? This is all bizarre. 18 last year, and then 17 this year. So percentage decrease. If you remember the word, and hopefully you're all shouting at me saying no, remember the word no. So that's what we need for percentage change. We need the new value, take away the old value. So new. That's why I say remember no, because if you remember no, it's in the right order. New, take away old, divided by old, or no again, times 100. So if you remember the word no, that's the start of the trigger that then provides you with, oh, yeah, no, new, old. Okay. And then, oh, yeah, remember now, it's new, old, below the bottom bit as well. So I've got no spelt both ways. And then I times it by a hook because that's my fraction, don't forget. And that's going to equal my decimal when I do new, take away old, divided by old. That's going to equal a decimal times by 100, gives me my percentage decrease. So we've got new, take away old. It's a calculator paper, so let's go back calculator and go for it. So new is 17. Okay, new is 17. We're minusing the old, which is 18. And then we're dividing by the old, which is also 18. So we've got our decimal now of minus 0.5555. I'm not going to write that in there because I've got too many 5s to write down, but I'm going to times it by 100 while I've got it in my calculator. And we can see that the percentage decrease is minus 5.55. And it's forever and ever and ever, and 6 at the end. So to 2 decimal places, I'm going to put minus 5.56%. And that's my answer. It's decreased the number of people that carers care for has decreased by minus 5.56%. If we think about that as being 10% is 1.8, so 5% is 0.9. Oh yeah, that's about right. It's decreased by 1. So yeah, we're about right. Well, so we are right, but I'm thinking in checking in estimated terms, you've got the right value. So definitely the last question. I've been saying that the last 3 questions, but this is definitely the last question. I can see no more below. It's a 4 marker. It's a big one. It's a calculator paper. Munya works 38 hours a week for 46 weeks of the year. He earns £10.50 an hour. His manager will increase his hourly rate by 4% at the start of next year. No, he's not got long to wait. Munya plans to save 66% of the increase. So it's in bold because it's important. He's not saving 66% of his whole wage, just the increased part of his salary. He thinks he will save more than, that's also a part, more than 500. So if you think about the crocodile, yeah, more than 500. So we've got 500 this side of the crocodile. The number he wants to save is going to be more than, so the crocodile needs to be in the bigger number. Is he correct? So the fourth mark has to be a yes or a no. Let's have a look. So we need how long he works. He got 38 hours a week, and he's got 46 weeks of the year, and he's getting paid £10.50 per hour. So that's his wage. We've got 38 multiplied by 46 multiplied by £10.50 equals 18,354. 18,354. That's what he's getting paid now. He's going to get an increase of 4%. And he's going to save, so let's add 4%. And remember, there's 3 ways to do this. I will do it the way as if we haven't got a percentage button on our calculator. I'm going to multiply that number by 1 because I want the whole lot. Point. And I don't want 0.4 because that's 40%. If we think about that number, if I put a 4 there and then a 0, that's representing 40 out of 100. We want 0, 4. Because as you can see, that's now representing 4 parts of my 100. And I only want 4%. So times by 1.04. I'm getting a salary increase, and my new wage is going to be 19,066. I think I got that. Did I? I'm not my memory. Yeah, I thought I did. 88.16. 88.16. Day in the life of my memory. 88.16. That's his new wage. Okay. Now we've got his old wage to take off there, haven't we? Because we need to know what the increase was. So 1988.16 minus 18.3. Oh my gosh, not point at all, is it? No. 354 equals. Then we've got his new his bit that he's now saving. So minus 18,354 equals £734.16. 734.16. And he's going to save 66% of that. So let's multiply that by 0.66. And that's going to give us our total. And then we can put it back up here in our crocodile, multiplied by 0.66. 484.54. 484.54. 5456. So we can put 55, can we? It's still not there. So 484.55. Is he correct? No. 484 is less than 500. So no, he's not correct. How have we decided? Well, we can clearly see that, you know, £484 is not 500. I was just thinking there, I could have probably missed that part out, couldn't I? Had I been smart enough, I could have just done added 4%. How could I have worked out what the 4% was? Yes, I could have just done 18. Surely I could have done 18,354 times by 0.04. Is it 4%? Yeah. Okay, so I wasted, well, I didn't waste a whole lot of time there, but I wasn't thinking straight. Basically, we only needed, I didn't need to know what he was earning in the future. I just needed to know what his increase was, because so for that part here, we could have literally gone 18. So instead of doing this part, instead of doing that part, which is not too much, we could have gone, after we worked out the total, 18,354 multiplied by 0.04, because that's the only bit we needed. We didn't need to know what his actual pay was. We just needed to work out what amount we were working at his increase on. So 734.16, and then we'd have done this part as normal. So yeah, I took too many steps, but we've got the same answer. It's just sometimes you don't see the quicker method until you've done the slower one. In that case, stick to your slower one or my slower one that we've done. Or if you see the quicker one first, do that. But ultimately, don't go back and change it, or don't go back and think, oh, yeah, I can do it a quicker way. Once you've got your answer, make sure it's correct and just move on. And that's where you're going to make your time, not kind of overkill it by thinking, oh, could have done it, could have done it that way. Yes, we could have done it that way, but we didn't. We did it the slower way. We got the right answer. It didn't take us 8 minutes, so let's move on. And the reason I say 8 minutes is because a 4-mark question, we roughly say it's 2 minutes per mark, and then it evens itself out. So 2 minutes per mark, 45 marks available in your calculator paper. It's an hour and a half, so 90 minutes. And then 15 marks available in your non-calc, and it's 30 minutes. So yeah, roughly 2 marks per question. But obviously when you make a bit of time up because you answer a question quickly, that gives you a bit more time to either check other questions or also really dig deep on some of those harder questions that you're just thinking, oh, I'm nearly there, another minute. We'll spend another minute. Or if you know you're on the right track, then nail it and then move on. Sometimes if you know you're not on the right track and you haven't got a clue, the best thing to do is click next and put a flag in it. Put a flag on it and you'll see, right, I didn't get that one. I can come back to it because another question might trigger the method for your question that you flagged. If it doesn't, when you go back and have a look at it, if it's a yes, no question and it's worth 4 marks and you're not going to get the other 3 because you don't know what the answer is, put a yes or a no. Well, not yes or no, because that's put yes or put no, one or the other, and you might get 1 mark because you've guessed them right. You haven't shown any workings out, but you will get the 1 mark for accuracy. So be mindful of that, but don't go through all the questions doing that because you'll get 5 marks out of 60 because there's only a certain amount of questions that say yes, no. Okay, that's the end of part 2. I'll stop the recording and I'll stop sharing.